Yes, I can.
Nice to see you. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Okay, and can you please tell me what did you do today? What did you do today?
I just went to school today.
Okay, very nice. And what did you do at school? What is something that you do at school?
I think I just studied.
Okay, like what? What did you study about?
The basics knowledge in the books.
Okay, now we will start. We have here a really nice lesson. We will continue. Okay, from our previous lesson. Write an email to a friend about new home. Now, I want to ask you about this home in this picture. Okay, so what do you think about this home? What
I
is your
think that
opinion?
this is like a basics house in I think that in America, like that. A
Mhm,
basics house. In America there is the area is big, but
mhm,
the people are less. So they can create gardens, small gardens in the like small gardens in front of the house like this. But in Vietnam, that the population is high, but the size is small, so they can't have
mhm,
big houses like this.
mhm,
They are very rare.
mhm. Okay. Now let's see. And would you like, for example, to live in this house?
Yes, I definitely want, and I definitely want rather than this.
Okay.
This
And
is the
what?
original places.
Mhm.
I send you a picture about normal houses in Vietnam.
Let me see. Okay, but this is, as I can see,
Yes,
this is
it's
like
like the whole new picture. You see that
apartment.
houses have literally no gaps between each other, rather than some holes. It's like right next to each other. This is a normal places in Hanoi in Vietnam. This house is just like having no like I think that like no gardens, nothing.
Mhm.
So this is
Okay.
a completely difference between this and I think in Australia. In my uncle's house, there is like a whole garage,
Mhm,
and like there is even like I don't know what to say, but a whole new backyards, a whole
mhm,
new backyards, and the like I don't know what to say, but the view outside, like when you go outside the houses, it has some like small spaces that use the car. So
mhm,
I think that definitely like very comfortable rather than this.
mhm. Okay, so it's not okay. It's not so for comfortable. Okay, and what do you think? Okay, so we have here. Okay, those are like buildings here. Okay,
Yes.
comparing to this house. And what do you think? What is something that is, let's say, good, and what is something that is bad about this house?
So the thing is good about this house is you have a garden
Mm-hmm.
just so that you can play like badminton here is also great. If I consider this size that you if I like put all of the lamps and everything else, it's have a very big space that you can even play football or badminton.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
Okay.
can play a lot of sports here. But
Mm-hmm.
the drawbacks is that it costs a lot of space. So this house is very, very expensive. And it's also took up a lot of space. In Vietnam, having these houses is like I think is definitely legendary because it was super rare. And so just finding this kind of house in Vietnam, it's like finding a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
Because that the government has already decided that this kind of house took a lot of space, but can like only live by about 10 people is maximum. But in Vietnam, do you know what's the reason why traffic jams exist? I want to tell you the first question.
Okay.
Why do
What?
traffic jams exist? Why
Why?
do traffic jams? You don't know?
No. But lots
Okay.
of people
The
using
reason
cars.
why. The reason why traffic jams exist is because the roads are very small, very similar. The road is small. It's because of these houses took a lot of spaces. People have money, they just buy it. So if they buy it, then they have to like build more. And also, you know, that is like it's called a lot of space. And I can give you an example like this. That is in Hanoi that a lot of people have money, enough money to buy cars, but
Yes.
they can't buy it because you know that some like I will send you like I will send you like this kind of road in Vietnam.
Let me see.
So Vietnam have these houses. This no, this. This is a very narrow that going inside when there's two gaps between a building.
Wow. Very.
Yes, in a lot of these in Hanoi, in Vietnam, in every place in Vietnam have this kind of road. And imagine just one motorbike and a bike can be stuck in here. What about a car or even semi-truck? They can't even going in here. So if you buy a car, you have to like pay a fee for a parking lot, which took a lot of money. So a person, if they have a house like this, they would know buy a car, even a motorbike, even if they have money, a lot to be exact. And the government like came out to be a like I think I have a solution that is build more apartments. Apartment can store a lot of people in a small place. For example, 1,000 people can live in a like in an apartment which only took 10,000 square meters. But if you use the same size and build like and build the houses I showed you, just show that one houses have 5 people living in there. The house you just showed me. So that one like costs 500 square meters. So they can build 200 of those. If have 2 to 3 to 4 like a family, so that is cost more 20 like you save 20% of to save 20% of land when you live in apartments. That is small. If they are big apartments, like there is a building is landmark 81. It's the tallest building in Vietnam, which have 81 floors, and like it stores about 5,000 people in there, which only consumes the same 10,000 square meters. Then, if we use the houses, then it saves more than 40% of the land. So if multiple houses, multiple apartments are built, then considered how much land can you save? It's probably go to 1,000%. Save 10 times. If you use that extra land to build more road, then traffic jam will just be a history. So that is the solution. So that's why these kind of houses very little exist in Vietnam, because it's very expensive, it's not affordable, and it's also not good for the social because of how much land it took. Well, only holds 3 to 4 people, especially these kind of roads too.
Okay. So, and how much are expenses, for example, in Vietnam, comparing, for example, I just want to compare expenses in your apartment and in my apartment. I just want to see how, do you know? Okay, if you want to say, you tell me. If you don't, it's okay. So how would you say about expenses in your in your house, for example, like electricity, water, heat? How much are expenses?
So water in Vietnam is very normal. I think that water, electricity, and Wi-Fi are pretty normal.
Okay, so how much dollars, for example, are how much does it cost expenses in your country? For example, when you need to pay the heat, you need to pay the water, you need to pay. So how much this cost?
It's $1 per square meters.
$1 per 1 square meter.
Square meter of water. One cube meter. Like this.
Okay, and yes, and okay, how much food costs?
Food. So this is the water price. Food, there's a lot of food, but most of them are cheap. You know that when foreign go to Vietnam, they rarely come back because of the food are very cheap. For example, you know that they can in other countries with $5, they can only drink 1 cup of beer, about half a liter. But if $5 go to Vietnam, you can eat full, very full. If you can drink you can drink beer a lot, I think it's go up to like 5 liters, so you save 10 times the price. And also, there is some products in Vietnam which is thrown away, but when going outside, that it it creates trends. It's very expensive.
Yes. And one bread, how much does it cost one bread, for example, in your country? One loaf of bread.
A loaf of bread. I think you don't know bread when translate to Vietnamese is an English word. You know, in 2010, I'll send you this. Do you believe this is a English word? I'm gonna tell you this. Do you think this is an English word? This is a bread in Vietnamese, and Oxford considered this an official English word that contains in the Oxford Dictionary in 2010. So when you search the letter B, you must find this word. Is it bread in Vietnam? It's very famous, you can see. So, but besides it's famous, it's also cheap. You can also just pick $1 and eat a bread that is full, very full, like of sausages, of vegetable. I caught this because there is a kind of like plants that is put in there, and it's very delicious. And tons more. Meat, eggs, scrambled egg, hard boiled, or even soft boiled egg can still contain in there. There's a ton of things you can put. It's also very delicious. I eat them and I'm got like addicted to it.
Okay, and yes, and how much does it cost? Just one moment. How much does it cost milk, for example? Just one moment. Sorry. How much does it cost milk in your country?
Milk. So a cost of milk is about 1/3 of $1 per a carton, which is so I would tell you in the chat box because there is like two prices.
Two prices?
Yeah, there beside two like liters. Okay, let me see. So this are very like this is a price week. 1/3 of a USD for a 110 milliliter carton, and half $1 per 180 milliliters carton.
Okay, so So do you think is for example that people from your country are spending a lot of money on food? So what do you think about spending a lot
No,
of?
I think the reason why foods in Vietnam are cheap is because of their yearly income is like hard. I think that that people found a genius idea. If they make money in Australia, then do you know that there is a when you go to a border to have go to another country, you can like exchange money with the current exchange,
Of
and
course.
you know that the salary you know that in Australia things are expensive because 1 month they earn $3,000. But $3,000 is not a monthly income. It's a yearly income of a Vietnamese people. So they found this. If they work 1 year in Australia and they earn $35,000, it's a normal salary because things there are super expensive. It's a normal $35,000. The equivalent of a scholarship. And when they go to Vietnam, you exchange all those money and buy things in Vietnam. You can live for a year
A
in
year.
it.
Wow.
Yes, $35,000. You know that's so the Australian dollar. So the equivalent is one AUD, which is Australian dollars, is the equivalent of 16 uh 16,744.69 Vietnamese dong. So if I write 35,000 in here, the result is half a billion Vietnamese dong. Half
Okay.
a billion. You can
Okay.
even travel around the world with these, or travel the whole Vietnam and not consume half of it.
Okay,
Yes.
because my friend used to tell me, I spoke with to my about my friend that he used to go he's all the time he's going to Vietnam every year because he loved to travel to Vietnam. Okay, this is like his country. He used to go to Thailand, but Thailand is more expensive than Vietnam.
Yeah.
Now he's spending a lot of time, for example, in Vietnam. So he's saying that Vietnam is the country for him definitely. Okay, and now let's see. Work in pairs. If you could move, okay, this country, this question. Okay, can you please read this question and give me your answer?
If you could move to any city in the world, where would you choose and why? I think that I would choose I think I'll still live in Hanoi because it's cheap, it's convenient, and it's very good in conclusion because it's of everything. In Ho Chi Minh, there is not very good school in Da Nang either, but in Hanoi there is ton of good school and near. Also work and everything else is good, so I would consider living in Hanoi. I don't want to move anywhere else.
Okay, but if you have to move somewhere else, okay, which city, for example, attracts you to go if you
I
have to
think
go?
that I would consider like Da Nang or Ho Chi Minh City.
How about some other country?
No, because that's
No.
finding a work there when I'm Vietnamese. It's very hard because the qualification and a graduation of Vietnam, they can only be used in Vietnam. When you go to another country, those things are useless, so you have to study back. So a lot of people, when they find a work in Vietnam, they will stay there forever. When they go outside and find work, they won't go to Vietnam because those certificates don't work in Vietnam.
Don't work? Why they do
Yes,
not work?
don't work because it's fully written in Vietnamese. You can't translate them because most translators nowadays translate the word by word, so it will be completely wrong. So you know that certificate can only be used in a specific country because this is the unique work.
Okay, I think that I understand. Okay, and read the email. Do you think Ali is happy or unhappy with the new home? Okay, so we have here this text. Okay, can you please read this text?
Hi Anna, hope everything is okay with you. We have just moved to a new flat near the center of town. It's brilliant, being so close to the shops, and the flat is bigger than the old one. It's quite noisy though, and there's a lot of traffic. I would rather it was further from the main road. I met one of our neighbors yesterday. She's about my age and she's very friendly. She has invited me to a party next weekend. Can you go with me? I hope so. To be honest, I would rather not go alone. Also, would it be okay if I use your bike for a few days? Mine is at the bike shop and I would rather cycle to school than get the bus. Got to go now. I would better finish my homework before bed. I look forward to receiving your supply. Love, Ellie.
Loved Ali. Okay, so what do you think? Is she happy or not? So what do you think?
I think it's like mid.
Mid. Okay. Why do you think so? Why?
Because they're both at the because that Ellie that she like writes both advantage and disadvantage. Advantage is like close to the shop and it's bigger, but the disadvantage is it's noisy and a lot of traffic. So this is a mid.
Okay. Okay, and in which situations would you feel sad about? What are some situations that you will feel sad if you are moving to another country? What would you miss? For example, imagine that you're moving to some other country. So what is something that you will miss from, let's say, from Hanoi right now? You are now in Hanoi. If you move somewhere else, what is something that you will miss a lot in Hanoi? From Hanoi.
So the thing that I miss a lot first is probably my family.
Okay, and
My family.
Why?
Next is the languages. The languages. I have to go to a whole new place. No one speaks Vietnamese. No one speaks Vietnamese. I have to like learn new language because you know that in Korean that they talk very fast and I have to keep up with them. Do you know about I think I showed you this film before. Do you know about this film?
Let me see, just a moment.
If you don't know, then you can search the internet. You can just copy the word. I think I reviewed for you this film before.
Accepted.
Right? Yeah. I think I have review this film before for you about a boy who do you know about the South Harmon Institute of Technology? Do you know about that?
No. Can you or maybe
this
you mentioned?
The,
remind me, please remind me.
If you want me to like review again this film, then I would do it.
Okay, what happened? Okay, just tell me short sentences.
So, this film talks about a man, and now I try to this is the name of the main character. He have no abilities, no talents. The only talents that he got is lying. He also proud about it. And when he received he can't pass the exam on any college. He have no college to go. So he make a new school, a new university. Yeah, do you know a man who can't go to any university that makes her own university, make his own university?
Yes.
Based on a South Harmon. South Harmon is now the South Harmon Institute of Technology. It's a real school and it's famous. Yes. And do you know what's different about this?
What?
The difference about this and other schools is in this South Harmon school, that is, students can learn whatever they want, from swimming to like cooking to like games, console, literally everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he used, he used the money fee that students give to buy a lot of things that is essential and necessary for that.
Mm-hmm.
That is the main thing. A man who can't go to college makes his own college. And back to the main topics. The reason why I said to this film is because in that film they talk very, very fast. I have to use subtitles to find them. So a language, talk speed, it's a thing I have to mention here.
Mm-hmm.
The third thing is a Vietnam food. When going to the country, there's still Vietnam food, but it's rare. It is also expensive because of the exports fee. Very expensive. You know that a chocolate bar, I think you don't know about a very famous YouTuber. He got about 300 million subscribers on YouTube and he have his own chocolate. You know, in America, those things only cost $3 for a bar. But when going to Vietnam, that is cost $6. Not consider that $6 in Vietnam is like $50 in there.
Mm-hmm.
When we counted from the same price and the same income. So that is the thing. You missed your family. You you miss your language, and you miss your food.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yes, I think that I understand what you want to say. Okay. Now let's see. And we have here this. You have recently to move to a new flat in the city center. Write an email to your friend. Okay. So how would you, for example, create an email to your friend? What is something that you would say and create an email to your friend?
First is I have to say hello and ask for help. Like, are you okay? And you study good? I have to going in there. I have to say hello and then I will ask if they're good or not.
Mm-hmm.
Second is introduce the news that I have moved to a new flat in a
Mm-hmm.
city center.
Mm-hmm.
And next up is the advantage when going in there. And next is the disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's like the advantage and disadvantage. And then you can ask what does this is a extra part that is tells the problem and ask if they can solve for. So there's like four parts. And then wish them a good day, or if you write at after evening, then good night. Or if the beginning of the week, then you just wish them good. And then you say goodbye. Like love or your best friend, you have the signature in it. But this in the email, so you have to say that your best friend or love or like any words.
Mm-hmm. Wow, wow, and how would you feel, for example, if you move somewhere else that you don't want to go? Would you feel sad? Okay, so what are your feelings about this? What are some of your feelings about this if you move to some other place? So how would you feel?
When I move to another place, that I will become like a surprise and I like new, and then it can't keep up with the new life.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you want to keep up with your new life. Okay, and would you feel, for example, sad about this? Would you would you
Yeah,
feel sad?
I miss every old thing. You know, when you for example, your friends, the longer that they are friends, the better the friendship are. So when they broke it, like for example, you go to a far new place and you'll never come back. For example, that you have a people who you have a relatives that they work outside and then they want you to go there to live. They already like put everything. You have to like say goodbye to all your friends. Then it's a very sad moment and you can't remember it.
Okay. Now let's see. Okay, and we have here. Okay, when you want to write, for example, if you don't know someone. Okay, so how would you describe? Let's say you're living right now in Hanoi. So how would you describe Hanoi? In I don't know, in several of sentences, how would you describe Hanoi?
Well, when I describe Hanoi, I think I would consider it like beautiful, like noisy,
Okay.
noisy, busy, and three words: noisy and busy. People are running fast, and and then I think it's also look pretty beautiful as well. But the thing I have to say here is about the noise. You know that in 2 a.m. that noise is still very, very loud. If you live in a house floor number one, then just imagine that you can't even sleep. It's like someone is shouting straight into your ears at 2 a.m. This is a big problem because cars are now getting much, much cheaper. Just about I think that in Vietnam that now cars are becoming like much more cheaper. You just need around $10,000 to buy a average car, which is
Average car,
about
$10,000.
yeah $10,000, which is roughly 1.5 yearly income of a Vietnamese people. Not considered they work outside, they save money, they put into the bank, and more. So that I would like slow them down into a year. Not just imagine that they like borrow money from somewhere else, then it's good. So I would click down to just when people are like famous and they make a lot of money, the thing is easy. It's becoming more and more easier. And I know about a car which is just about uh $8,000, which is very cheap, but you know that cheap doesn't mean it's very bad. It's very good. It can it can be compared with the speed and the size to a $20,000 car to be exact.